Happy Christmas Eve, everyone. I have a party to go to after this. Not to go to, I'm actually hosting one. So, yeah, I've been pre-cooking this morning and doing some stuff. So I like zoomed in here at the last minute. And Kaylee's like, you have a live today? I'm like, yeah, I know, I'm coming. So I love this time of year, trying to get all the things done. You know, it's really hard to do, but let's get this out of the way so we all can either get stitching or get to our partying or get to our wrapping or shopping for last minute gifts. All right, so thank you for joining me for this quilt along. It was super fun. It went super fast, didn't it? So today you will be able to get 23, 24, and 25 and the finishing kit. So right here I have week 4's quilt assembly. And what you're going to do is after you have all your blocks, you are going to put a fusible interfacing on them and something lightweight. You're going to iron this to the back side. You're going to cut it in whatever size. I think we cut the squares 7 inches or something like that. You're going to iron that to the back side, and you do not want to put the iron directly on this. I always lay my block right side down, lay this on, and then I put like a piece of muslin over the top, and then I can steam it and get that to fuse nice. There's just something about that woven backing or non-woven backing that doesn't really like the iron too much, because you know, I'm not one to change the setting on my iron for this. I want it hot and I want it on to stick as good as possible. So once you have all of the interfacing on, then you're going to trim to 6.5, all 25 of your blocks. Okay, and then you're going to print out these directions. So one of the things about the quilt is you have to kind of lay it all out and determine all of these so it matches that one and that one and that one and that one around it. So you kind of have to plan. So that's what we're telling you here in this photo right here. So if you want to go above here, so you're going to kind of lay out the quilt as we have it shown, and you're going to keep in mind that these all have to match. Now you're not going to sew these together yet. You're just going to plan your layout here, and you can just start with, you know, the top row here, like get that first section before you don't have to do it all. You don't have to lay out the whole thing, because I think there's 3 sets of this circle. So you could take like one set of everything and do that, and then spread those out as the quilt goes down. So it's a lot of layout to start this. And then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to start sewing this unit right here. So you have 4 of this unit. These are the corner units. So you're going to sew those together. And then you're going to have border units, which are 20 of them. So you'll sew those together. And then you're going to have the 25 applique blocks, and that will get sewn together as well. And then when you lay out your sashings, you are not going to sew this together, because this goes together in rows. So when you go back here to look, this is going to be a sashing row here, and then those other ones are going to be up, excuse me, in little sashing pieces between the corner blocks. So it is a little bit more tedious than the average quilt, but it's going to be fabulous when it's done. So then, excuse me a minute, and I left my water in the car. All right, so you don't have to do what I did. I put my borders on because I didn't really know what this was going to look like. But we have included in here a template here. So this template, you are going to take this out and you are going to tape it together. So I have it all taped together here. Right there, you just trim one of these sides here and then tape them together. Now, you can do this on your border without it being attached, because you have it all right here, and you know that you're going to have a 1/4 inch seam allowance here. And what I did was I made a little template of my arch here. So I know how to lay that out right there. So you can do that on freezer paper, because this will iron to your fabric. And you can see my little blue marks on here from when I traced that. I used a water-soluble blue pen on mine. So that's what I did. So you can lay out your border, find the middle, and then lay these out. Find the middle. That would be like right here. And then you're going to lay out 3. And then you're going to leave those ends. But if you want to put it on your quilt, you can put it on your quilt too, because then you can put these on as well, because you are eventually going to have to put this on, put these on, and sew these while they're on the quilt. Okay, now I'm going to back up and show you a couple things, but I just want to kind of get the pattern situation out of the way. This is my stem vines right here. This was left over out of my 5-inch piece, so I got probably a little over a 1/2 inch bigger. So I really need you to cut these the size that they need to be. And in order to do that, we have the stem cutting ruler here. And it's very hard to see, so I think maybe if I go like this, you can see the lines on them, right? All right, right here. So you see every one of these lines is 3/16. Now, if you cut them bigger, you're not going to have enough on that wool. All right, so I'm going to show you exactly how to do the cutting of the stems and vines. So the first thing you want is you want steam a seam to light. And you want that because you want to be able to lay that on your border, and then because it's going to pre-stick and it's going to stay there until you actually fuse it down. So you're going to take this fusible web and you're going to peel off the back on this one. It's super sticky. Garbage underneath there. And then I have my piece of 5x18 green, and this isn't the one that's in the kit. I just pulled this off the shelf here to do this little demo. And then I had the girls quickly cut me a 5-inch piece, so I know it's a little wonky on one end here. All right, so see how that sticks on there? Like it sticks already. But I still have to take my ruler or my iron and do that. Now, no steam, but we're going to just get this nailed down nicely. All right, that looks good. And then I'm going to move this out of the way. I'm cutting right here. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is just cut a straight line on the edge. It's just a small little smidge coming off. All right, I don't need that ruler then anymore, and I'm going to peel that off. All right, now I'm going to take my stem ruler and I'm going to lay it right on the edge here. And I'm going to just keep cutting stems until I'm done, because I know you need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. You need 24 total. And on here we have 15 showing, and then the rest are going to get off the end there. So I'm going to line this up like so. And then I'm going to cut. Are we still on? I still got you. All right. All right. Maybe I'll just pick this up. I get for not putting it under my shirt. All right. So I am right-handed. It'd probably be right if I turn the right side here. All right. Make my cut. Set that aside for later. And then I'm going to move to 1 over. And I'm going to cut. Cut, and 1 more, and you're just going to keep moving over to the next one. I think I'll cut 3 total, and then you can see how easy this is done. Now, if you didn't have this ruler, it's going to be a little bit more difficult, and I'll show you what you're going to do if you didn't have this ruler. All right. So you have a couple options. Where's my little one? My 5x15. I look for that thing all the time. I spend more time like, oh, I bet it's under here. No, is it under here?
I don't know why you.
How come? How come? I need a mother.
One that uses it.
I know. Will you go check on the cutting table there? All right, so please keep on making some comments. We are going to pick a winner today. I don't know if Heidi's watching. She's probably picking it right now. She's not here. I don't know. She is here? Okay.
Just walked in.
All right, she just walked in. Okay, so this 5x15 ruler has a secret 3/16 line. So if you look at this, there is a dark line just inside of the 1/4 inch. That's 3/16. So if you have my 5x15 ruler, you can do this with this ruler. You're just going to have to line that up like so. And then you're going to trim that one. And then you got to pick it up, move it aside. One of those days. And then you just keep doing that. You have to keep picking it up and moving it every time, unlike how you saw me use this one, where I just keep cutting, moving. All right, so that's the difference. Or if you don't have the 5x15, you can take one of your regular rulers, and it's going to be in between the 1/8 and the 1/4. So just an imaginary line. It's hard to do when you're doing the long ones. So highly recommend the stem cutting ruler, especially if you're going to do a lot of wool applique like I do.
Did you explain why you have it measured out that?
Right, maybe not. All right, why do I want 3/16 instead of a 1/4? Because I'll tell you why when we're doing this. So let's pretend that now this is my fabric, and I have my thing here that I'm going to put on. So I want these 3/16 because when I sew them, they're going to look a 1/4 inch. If I cut them a 1/4 inch, they'd look 3/8. So wool kind of fluffs out after, what am I doing here? After it's cut and sewn. So you're going to pull that off. And I shattered some of it, probably the edge. All right, we got it coming off here. All right, so let's pretend that's my border. And then I'm going to, in the seam allowance, I'm going to just lay that around my template. You can use this template as is like this, or you can draw a line. So you can just keep drawing the lines on your fabric, and then you pull this off like so. You would trim this, and then you would steam that onto your fabric. But you see how it has a pre-stick, so you can manipulate. If it doesn't look good, you just pull it back up and you get it back on there the same way. So that's why we want the Steam Seam 2 light for any stems or any vines that you're doing. So you can just clip that underneath right there. It doesn't have to go all the way down, and you just keep laying those out on your border. So it is pretty easy, and it's going to go really smooth for you if you do use the tools and the fusibles that I suggest. And I know everybody's got their favorite, but the reason why you can use the Steam Seam 2 light is because I don't actually stitch in it. I stitch over the top of it. So I'm making a cross over the top. So all of this stitching, all right, we're going to have Kaylee go up really close, is from background to background. So I'm crossing over this vine. I am not going into the vine with my needle. And the fusible on this is, like I said, so tacky and so sticky that it gums up your needle. And I used to use this all the time, but it just kept getting stickier and stickier. So I still use it for vines and stems, but not for all my other appliques. And I just noticed that this is $10 a yard. So it's really expensive compared to the Featherlight that we use. So I'm glad I'm not buying this by the yard anymore. All right. I think that's the only thing that you're going to need for me to demo on this. If there is anything more that you find that you might need help on, please let us know and we can always address that in the new year. We don't expect you to get this done before Christmas by any means, but it sure is fun to stitch on these little Christmas blocks during Christmas. You have a few questions? Okay. All right. Do you think it would look okay if I just mixed up the greens, half square triangles? I was thinking about making them really scrappy. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that at all. And I think it would look really good. Is that SF 101 or something different? Yes, we use the SF 101. That's my favorite. Just got here. Is today the last day? As in, I should be able to go and finish purchasing the final blocks today, or will I need to wait until tomorrow? I think today you should be able to finish everything. All right. So like I said, thank you to everyone who has done this with us. I can't wait to see your quilts and keep posting through all the holiday season. Just keep posting. Now, if you are alone on Christmas Eve, hang out in the stitch group and just maybe go out there and, meet some people out there and be like, hey, I'm kind of sitting here by myself today. So if anybody wants to text or post in this group and show what you're working on, use that group for that. So you are not alone. All right. And I know that, might not be alone the whole time, but if you are a little lonely, go on there. I will go on there between the holidays and hang out a little bit myself because boy, am I working on some fun stuff. I'm super excited. I was showing everybody that works here pictures of the wool box project and they're like, oh my God, I just lost my breath. It was so beautiful. And I'm like, I know, right? Okay, so we will pick a winner from today's. Heidi, you picking me a winner? Okay, she's in process. Are there any other questions here? Was that it? Was that a good? Show me the comments. Hope you have. We do have a white Christmas. It's beautiful. It's actually snowing right now. Just really light, fluffy flakes. It is beautiful here in Wisconsin right now. Thanks for all your lessons. You are a great instructor. I appreciate that, Lori. This was generous of you. Well, I really love doing this, and I love just offering all kinds of different options for you guys to get in trouble with, right? Because life is no fun if we can't be, trying to do one more thing, right? Or one more Christmas quilt. I've actually given away a couple Christmas quilts this Christmas, so that was always hard for me to do, but not no more because I got lots of them. All right, I can't wait until next year. It'll be completed and I can hang it on my wall for next year's Christmas. Yes, it will be beautiful, that's for sure. What stitch do you recommend for the vines? So we are going to cross stitch over the vines, Linda. So if you do not know what that looks like, we do have some videos out there on YouTube or in some of my wool needle and thread book. There are some definite pictures in there on how to do that. All right, I gave 10 quilts away this year. Good for you, Patty. Merry Christmas, everyone. Just got here late. Diane, you're not late. You're okay. You can go back and watch what you missed.
All right, I'm going to give it my best shot
All right.
the pronunciation of this, and I'm going to make you do it.
Good, I love it.
Okay, so Barbara La Liberte is the winner for this week.
All right, you heard it. So you're going to send Heidi your address, and we are going to ship you out a cool prize for being our weekly winner for sharing on.
Didn't we decide it was going to be a?
Yeah.
Yes.
We did.
Yeah.
Well, so I don't remember exactly. Okay, yeah, all right. So each one of our 4 winners is going to get a $50 gift card for the store. Well, I don't know if it's a card though. We might just put it on your account. We got to talk to Sue. We're going to give you a credit on your account for all the 4 weeks. We have the ladies pick. And then, all right, I'm going to challenge you. So the first person who posts their quilt on Stitch with Lisa Bongean, quilted and bound, we're going to give a big grand prize of $200. All right, credit for the shop. So there's a little incentive for you to get going and get it done. All right, so that is our prizes for this quilt along. All right. Anything else before we sign off and get ready to start the holiday celebrations?
It's getting greasy out there.
Yeah, it's
The
a little
snow's coming
fluffy.
down.
Yep. We're did you go skiing?
This last weekend I did, but boy, was it cold.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm a 25-degree skier.
The temperature was okay. It's just that it was very humid and damp in the air, and
Oh,
when that happens,
your
it
nose
can be
is
30
running.
degrees,
Yeah.
and it's colder than you've been all year.
Right. Yeah.
Just because
Damp.
that dampness goes straight to the bone.
You bet. You bet. All right. And then we have to our weekly during the week skiing. We have to nail those down.
We got to figure out a day that we're going to make normal.
Want to come with?
Yeah.
We'll tell you.
Thinking that we should do a live.
Yeah. Yeah. And we're gonna. So if you're local, we go night skiing at Nordic Mountain, or is it called Mount Morris now?
Oh, well, it's Nordic Mountain.
Yeah.
And we'll put a GoPro.
And we really go there. We go down the hill, maybe 6 times, and we eat. Maybe have a hot chocolate with peppermint, and then we go down the hill another 12 times, and then we come home. So yeah, if you want to come join us, maybe your husband doesn't ski, maybe whatever. Yeah. All right, that's get
a hold of me and we'll figure it out.
We'll tell you when we're going, because that would be fun.
Well, let's me and you go just once, get your ski legs back.
Yeah, ski legs.
Make it public, right? And Kaylee too.
I'm okay. Yeah. I'm
been doing
it's like a bicycle.
Jazzercise.
Not really. It's my goal this year to move a little bit more. Remember, I'm going to do Vanessa's a year of more moving, more fun, more everything. All right, everyone. That's all we have for you today. I can't wait for you to see all your blocks. Remember, post in our Stitch with Lisa Bongean group. And we will see you next on January 9th. That's a long time. But I promise to get lots of stuff done for you. And maybe I'll give you some sneak peeks. All right? Take care, everyone. Merry Christmas. And we'll see you next time here at Primitive Gatherings, where every stitch tells a story. Thank you.